taking care of Miss Taylor. And let us not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. So then, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all men, and especially to those who are of the household of faith. Galatians 6, verse 9 through 10. Caregiving for loved ones suffering from some form of dementia is a labor of love. When a family member surrenders to the caregiving responsibility, they are often not aware of the challenges and struggles they will experience on their caregiving journey. My friend Derry is on that journey. Derry is a deacon of my church, and during one of our usual Sunday morning discussions, he told me about his mother's diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease and the challenges of being her caregiver. As the firstborn child of Miss Edith Taylor, the responsibility fell to him to take care of his mother. I asked Derry if he would be willing to tell me about some of the challenges and struggles he was facing, and he said yes. He was adjusting to the life with his mother's Alzheimer's. He agreed, and we had several interviews over a 3-month period of time. Derry said that the first indication of her problem was with her memory loss and a change in her personality. Miss Taylor was the mother of her church, small in stature, but big on love for her family and her friends. She was becoming more and more argumentative and paranoid. He used humor when he was recounting some of the stories about the changes in his mother's behavior and personality that finally convinced him that there was really something wrong. Getting information on Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia was not too challenging. He found through conversations that several friends were dealing with the same issues with their husbands, their wives, and their parents. He got referrals to a social worker doing research on Alzheimer's and how it affects the Black community, and the healthcare professionals who work with family caregivers of seniors with dementia-related disorders. He said he was pleasantly surprised by their knowledge and their concern. They even volunteered to meet in his mother's home with him and his family and his mother. Once he understood the nature of her condition and what it would require of him, he said he really didn't have a problem with making the needed changes to his life to take care of his mother. After all, he said, my mother sacrificed and took care of me when I needed her. I asked him if there was a struggle getting family members on board to assist with her care. And again, he used humor in telling the story about how his siblings and family members initially did not believe that she really had a problem, since they were still having pleasant conversations with sweet little Mother Taylor. Until one day, she sent everybody out of the house running in tears. Sweet Mother Taylor cussed out everybody royally. She used language they didn't even know she knew, and she accused them all of stealing her money from her. He chuckled as he recounted the wound-licking conversations he had with his family members after that incident. But they were finally ready to accept that she had a problem, and it was not going to get better. The joviality ended, however, as he spoke about what he actually struggled with. Derry said that the struggles began when he engaged a healthcare system that was not open to providing his mother with the services she needed in order to maintain a decent quality of life. He struggled with the number of agencies that told him that financially, his mother didn't qualify for their services. He said he felt that Alzheimer's had robbed his mother of much of her independence, and the system was trying to rob her of the rest of her life. He was angry and disappointed that she was not able to access needed services until she had completely depleted everything she had worked for: her bank accounts, the equity in her home, and her life insurance policies, and any form of financial independence. She didn't have enough money, enough income to pay for the amount of private nursing and healthcare services that would allow her to remain in her home. She couldn't afford it. Her children would have to help her, support her financially, and for him, that meant him. His mother worked hard over 30 years, he said. She worked in her community, she ran a business, she supported her church, she raised her sons and paid taxes into a system that she thought would be there for her when she was in need. Derry said he was struggling with his anger when he realized that there was no outrage being voiced over the treatment of aging Black adults like his mother in the Milwaukee community. Social workers and agencies for the aging told him that they don't recruit clients for their services. New clients have to self-refer and independently complete referral applications. He found no advocates in the community or the healthcare field whose role was to assist and guide the aging population into accessing these services for these programs. There were also no advocates or outrage for this population coming from Black churches in the Milwaukee community, including our own. If things don't change, he said, who's going to be there for me when it's my turn, should I find myself in need? Derry stated that the most hurtful of all was realizing that his mother may be experiencing emotional pain that she could no longer articulate. He does know that she still has periods when she understands that she needs help and that she can no longer manage her own life. In those moments of self-awareness, she is aware that she has lost her independence and with that loss, some of her dignity. He stated softly, well, maybe that's some of the lashing out is a symptom of her unvoiced anger and frustration. As a result of our conversations, we've decided that we're going to look into working into developing a ministry. We found that there are several members of our church that have family members with Alzheimer's, and until you start a conversation, people just don't talk about it. So we're going to try to start a ministry for that. I've developed a Alzheimer's and dementia caregiving support pamphlet. Being a teacher, I thought because you were a great audience, I'd bring you a treat. So any of you who are interested in looking at the treatment or having it and sharing with someone that has some information, you can pick it up from me after the program. Thank you.